The Gruber family farm, 1922. A dark, isolated farmhouse surrounded by dense woods in rural Germany. Snow covers the ground, and the trees are bare. The house has a gothic, abandoned appearance, with broken windows and an eerie, foreboding atmosphere. The light from a flickering lantern barely illuminates the front yard. In the quiet, desolate hills of rural Germany, there stood a farmhouse, Hinterkaifeck. It was a place of isolation, cut off from the world, and yet it would soon become the scene of one of the most chilling and unresolved murder mysteries in history. The Gruber family, who lived in the farmhouse, led a simple life. But their days of peace were slowly being shattered by something unsettling. Strange noises began to echo through the house. Footsteps in the attic, heavy sounds at night when no one was supposed to be there. They had no idea what was causing the disturbance, but the farm seemed to be haunted. The family would often hear creaking, whispers in the dark, but when they investigated, nothing was ever found. Could the house itself be alive with malevolent spirits? The family's final moments. A shadowy figure standing in the attic of the farmhouse, barely visible in the darkness, with the floorboards creaking underfoot. The figure is watching the family from above, unseen and silent. The family is gathered around a table, their faces tense and uncertain. As the days passed, the eerie noises continued, growing louder, more frequent. But no one could explain where they were coming from. Then, on the night of March 31st, 1922, the Gruber family would suffer a horrific fate. 6 members of the Gruber family were brutally murdered in cold blood. The victims were Andreas Gruber, his wife, Cecilia, their daughter Victoria, her 2 children, and the housemaid, Maria Baumgartner. The killer, or killers, struck violently, leaving no trace of remorse. It's said that after the murders, the killer stayed at the farm for several days. The bodies of the victims were left in their beds, lifeless. And yet, the farm carried on, eerily quiet, except for the sounds in the attic. Could the killer have been hiding there, watching the family? Or was there something far darker at play? A police officer in 1920s attire examines the crime scene. Bloodstains are visible on the floor, and the bodies of the victims are covered with white sheets. The scene is chaotic, with investigators taking notes and searching for clues, but everything feels out of place. The police arrived at the scene, but what they discovered left them with more questions than answers. The bodies were found in a gruesome state, yet there were no signs of forced entry. Strangely, the door to the house had been locked from the inside, and the family's belongings were untouched. The killer, or killers, had been able to move around the house freely, without being detected. Some believed the killer was someone from the family's past, someone who knew the house inside and out. But the investigation only revealed more bizarre details.